Okay, it's Chew Quieter, and we had a nice Christmas week. How was your Christmas?
Good, good. We actually got some gear from Bill Schultz from Brawler Fab. I got to send one over to your house when we're done here. I'll get that
Sweet.
out tonight.
Thank you,
So
Bill.
thanks, Bill. Give a
Appreciate
little
the
plug
swag.
to yeah, definitely. Gonna give a little plug to Brawler Fab. So you guys with Ram 1500s and TRXs, check them out, brawlerfab.com for some cool products and some go fast goodies for your TRX and 1500.
Maybe one of these days I'll graduate from a Tacoma to a real truck.
A real
Yeah,
truck.
yeah.
I keep pushing him to give us some big Ram stuff, but he's stuck on the TRX. So I'm like,
Well,
figure.
what can you do?
I know. So, oh wow,
So, yeah, Christmas. What'd you do?
nothing. Um, the kids both have to work. Kim has to work. Kim had to work today, so we didn't have to go. We didn't leave to go do anything or see anybody because the schedule was tight. Carly works Sunday till about 3, and then Christmas Eve we just went and looked at lights. Had dinner at the Chinese dim sum place, and
Did they leave the head on the duck?
well,
Was it smiling?
they wouldn't let me order the damn duck. I tried to go to a restaurant that had the duck, and they were like, "No, we're not getting that." I'm like, "Come on, we're gonna be authentic. Let's be authentic." So
Fa ra ra
no,
ra 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 ra.
exactly. So some year I'm gonna get them to the point where I can actually just go get the duck with the head
It's
on it.
it's some of the things that are just too old for them maybe to understand.
No, they understand. They're just
Okay.
not okay with a duck with a head coming to the table. That's the problem. There is the duck with the head coming to the table.
Yeah.
There was a question. It was like, why is that? Why does the head have to be on it? I'm like, I don't know. It's how they cook it. Well, why? I don't know. That's how it's cooked. That's how the movie is. I don't know. It's just the way it is. Like, well, why? Well, why? I'm like, oh, fucking really?
See, I had a traditional Christmas dinner, Mexican style. We had
Mm,
tamales, we had rice and beans and tacos.
mm, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So my sister-in-law and my niece were in town. Jennifer's sister and youngest niece. So they actually went back, or they're flying back tomorrow. And
So there.
yeah. So the
Cool.
request of the child was to have tacos. I was like, hey, no problem with that.
Yeah, easy, easy,
Yeah.
very, very easy for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
nice. Yeah,
as
yeah,
the Mexican tradition is to always unwrap tamales instead of
yeah.
presents.
That first gift,
Yeah.
Christmas Eve tamale.
And then you have Christmas tamales, and then you have the day after Christmas tamales.
Yeah. So yeah, so I Christmas Eve we did Chinese food. Christmas Day, I made pozole for breakfast for Christmas morning. That's like that's her tradition, the Mexican tradition that I have. I don't know where I got that from. My mom never made pozole. It's just something I've made. So I made pozole for the morning, and then we had prime rib and mashed potatoes for dinner.
Was it pozole from a can, or did you actually make it?
No, there's no pozole from a can in this house.
Had to ask.
No. I went and got some tendons from the Mexican meat market. Dropped a couple tendons in there with the chunks of pork overnight. They came in and they were this buttery little chunks that was so
Mm.
delicious. Then added the hominy in the morning, just let it run a boil, and then just let it sit on warm for a couple hours, and it was ready to go. Chopped up some cabbage and some radish, and ate like crazy.
I'm one of those people that would rather have pozole over menudo.
To me, it really depends on the situation. Um, my biggest problem here is I don't have places where I really really like the menudo. There's one place that was really good, and they changed. I don't know, they changed owners or changed cook or whatever, and it's not the same. So I'm just like, all right, I'm kind of out.
Mm.
I made it one time, but for the amount of work that goes into it, I'm not making it again.
There used to be this place, and it's probably still there. In fact, I know it's still there because my mom goes there all the time. But on Sundays, you would take your own pot
Yes.
to this place,
Uh-huh.
and they would just fill your pot with menudo.
Yeah.
And people would be lined up with their own pots, and it'd be
Yeah.
a small pot, it could be a big pot, it could be a great big
Whatever
pot.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, I remember those. That one place I told you about that made the tamales on Beverly Boulevard, Grandma's.
Mhm.
They used to have the people come in, and you'd see people walking out with the pot with the menudo and stack of tamales on top of it, walking out the front door.
And corn tortillas.
And some tortillas, yep, some little fresh tortillas. Then I remember growing up, there was a place in Rosemead. It was like a panaderia, and it was just all Mexican sweetbreads and menudo on the weekends. And my parents would just take the freaking pan in on the weekends and go grab it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the thing I miss about Los Angeles. Maybe one of the only things is the food.
Yes, yeah. The food is definitely a big thing that I don't see a lot transfer outside of the area. There's a few things that I really miss when I go back and I eat, like a Jim's Burger, Jim's Burger style with the shredded lettuce, which isn't standard. It's like a West Coast burger.
Yeah, Tommy's.
Like a Tommy's. Tommy's is its own animal in itself. That's just nostalgia for me. But I mean, Jim's Burger is a chain of little restaurants, but it goes to more of those style of greasy spoon burger places that have that same style, that shredded lettuce, a little Thousand Island dressing. It's kind of what I believe In-N-Out was kind of built off of that West Coast style burger.
Yeah, I think so. Did you guys watch any movies?
All the Christmas movies, the usuals.
So I got stuck watching Polar Express.
Oh, terrible movie!
It was horrible. I was like,
it's a terrible movie,
and it's too long.
I watched, like, my daughter had it on for something, and I was like, that's just creepy. I couldn't watch that whole movie. I don't think I've ever watched the whole movie. I've seen like snippets of it and went, nope, I'm out.
The animation is just horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, I don't know what's wrong with the animation. It's like, who QC'd this?
Yeah. And then there's that one kid that has the voiceover. You know, it's an adult making a kid voice.
Yeah, the Sherman Murnmeyer.
Yeah,
you know who that is.
What? No,
you've seen that guy in 100 movies, and you're like, yeah, why is that guy doing the voiceover on this for a kid?
Yeah, just a bad movie all around. I think I would have rather watched something that's made by the Hallmark Channel, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but no, we did. We tried to do a movie almost every night for the past 2 weeks of some sort of Christmas theme movie. So we got through The Bad Santa, we got through Christmas Vacation, Fred Claus, the Santa Claus, and then Christmas Eve, Christmas Day was all the good movies: Elf, Christmas Story, Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we watched The Grinch. Is the one thing we didn't watch. We tried to watch it, and it just, so was so much going on, we just kind of moved on with it.
So my sister-in-law was asking me about some of the production stuff that I've done, and I told her that I made a documentary. She's like, "Oh, really? I'd like to watch that sometime." I was like, "Well, we could watch it right now if you want." I don't think she really believed me that I made a movie.
That you made a documentary?
Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, we could watch it." So I put it on, and it starts, and she's like, "Oh, wow, those are cool shots." I'm like, "Yeah." And then the credits start, and she's like, "Oh, wow, you really did make this movie."
Which one was it?
American Crawlers.
American Crawlers, okay.
Yeah. So she was intrigued. She doesn't really know much about off-road, but she was like, "That's really cool. You guys go out to these places and you see all these things and these, remote landscapes, and that's really cool." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a really fun time." They said, "If you ever want to get an off-road vehicle, let me know." And I'll point you in the right direction on where to go and take it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think she will, and
no,
I don't blame her. I don't
no,
blame
no,
her.
no, no. It's just a humongous waste of money.
Yeah. So we took her to a distillery just down the street from us. While she was here, there was a tour at Uncle. It's a Nearest Green Distillery, and the whiskey that they make there is called Uncle Nearest, which
Yep,
you're very familiar
I,
with.
yep, and I was there year and a half ago when I was
Mm-hmm.
in Nashville. I was one of the weekend stops. So I was like looking for a distillery close. I think I went to Jack Daniels was packed. I'd already been to Jack Daniels. I went to two others, and then I was driving the street and I saw it. And I'm like pulled in, and I was completely impressed with the story of the distillery, the
Mm-hmm.
history, everything it was so cool in there, like that little museum room in the center of the back
Mm-hmm.
with all the awards and everything in there. So it was a really it was a really cool day. I think I was gonna pop in there for like 5 minutes. I believe I was there for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, yeah, you can easily get there, stay there for longer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I didn't even eat lunch or anything. I just like walked around. I had a quick tasting, and there was another guy that had been there regularly, and he was trying to taste one of the newer higher end releases. And I was like, oh, let me try some of that. I tried a little bit of it, and it was good, but just their 1884, kind of like their lower range,
Mm-hmm.
was like incredible, and that's kind of been one of my daily go tos is that 1884.
So, real high level for those that don't know, Uncle Nearest uh, is a distiller from Tennessee, from way back before Prohibition, who actually taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
He met Jack Daniels when I think they said he was 9 years old. Jack
Mm-hmm.
Daniels was um, an orphan, one of 10 kids, I think they said, something like
Yeah,
that,
it was a
9 or
huge
10.
family. Yeah,
Yeah.
all orphaned.
And he made his way down to this farm owned by the Call family, and he looks off into the distance and sees smoke coming from the hills, and he's like, "What's that? What's going on over there?" So, Mr. Call said, I think you should meet Mister Green." They call him Uncle Nearest, and Jack Daniels started asking him a bunch of questions about distilling whiskey, and come to find out that later on, Jack Daniels starts to sell his own liquor and made quite a bit of money doing so, and then started his own distillery. Um, at which point, I think uh, the Green family started working for Jack Daniels also. His sons and grandsons also work there. So the legend goes, um, Uncle Nearest was the first distiller of Tennessee whiskey, officially titled Tennessee whiskey, in Tennessee. And what I didn't know the difference between Kentucky bourbon and Tennessee whiskey is that Tennessee whiskey is filtered with charcoal.
Charcoal. Yep.
So I guess that's the difference between that and Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah, there's all these little like technical things like between each branding or make or whatever they want to call it, style, would
Mm-hmm.
that whatever that would be. Yeah, I think a few years ago, Will and I did the tour at Jack Daniels, and they were burning this pile of wood for the charcoal, and it was like humongous fire that they were burning to get all this charcoal for the filtering. It
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool, but yeah, that's it's so cool, like the history of that. The history of that area
Right.
that you kind of get to when you head down there and see the distilleries.
Yep. So at the end of the tour, as you know, they had a tasting, And as you know, I haven't had any liquor for about 7 years. Not anything. So the reason for that is because I developed an allergy to alcohol, and the sensation that it would give me was that I was drinking something with glass in it. Shards of glass were just being digested. So as you can imagine, I was very nervous. I was
Yeah.
hoping I would not have to be rushed to the hospital. And so I took my first sip. I waited a second. I was like, okay, nothing's happening. I don't feel any pain. This is good. So I finished a little tester of the first, I think it was the 1886, 1865 or something like that. It was one of the first um, brands, not brand. What would you
For
call it?
style, it's a style, or
Style.
yeah.
So it was the first one that I had, and I let it marinate a little bit, thinking, okay, if it's going to get me, it's going to get me right now, because that's how fast it usually happens. So nothing happened. I was like, okay, awesome, I can keep going. So I went through the entire testing of all those different brands or styles
Styles. Yep.
for liquor, and I felt fine. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe this allergy thing was a phase, and my body, after 7 years, has said, okay, I think the reboot is done.
we're gonna let you have a little bit now.
Yeah. So we walk out of the tasting, and I was like, I'm a little buzzed. I mean, I haven't had booze in so long.
Yeah, it's not gonna take much.
No, but it was very tasty stuff, except for the rye. Was not a fan of the rye.
Yeah, rye is definitely, either you love it or you hate it,
Mm-hmm.
and most people hate it.
But yeah, so we finished the tour. We went back into the Welcome Center, where they have souvenirs and bottles of liquor that you could purchase. And the favorite one that I tried that day was the Master Blend. And so I took home a bottle of the Master Blend, and
All right.
we quickly drank the entire bottle of the Master Blend.
Well, good. Sound like it was a good night then, or good
Yeah,
day.
yeah. So I had a little bit of a hangover, not too bad. I did drink a lot slowly throughout the whole day.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
or was it, or Sunday?
On Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. So we drank more of it on Sunday than did Saturday. But yeah, bottle is gone, so that's probably going to be the last $150 bottle of whiskey I buy for a while.
For a while, yeah. Did you try the 1884?
Yeah, that was one of my favorites also.
Yeah, that was really good. I like the notes, the caramels. It almost reminds me of a spice rum, and that's kind of why it really gets me,
Mm-hmm.
because it was really similar to a spice rum. I was like, oh, that's really rummy. I want to have that one. So
So
that's why I keep out.
the way that I recognize them is by the label. So the one that you like is got a white label,
White label.
and the other one that I liked a little bit more, I think it was aged a little bit more. I think it said it was a 9-barrel processor for that one, something
Mhm.
like that. I think it had a black label.
Okay.
So the two dated ones, I don't know the fucking dates were, obviously.
Oh, there's all these numbers. They're hard
Yeah.
to.
But of those two, the black label is my favorite, and then obviously the Masterclass. The Masterclass just went down so damn smooth.
Yeah, it's funny is that people don't understand that a good bottle changes the dynamic of what you even think about an alcohol.
Hmm.
Um, the people that go, "Oh, I hate bourbon." Well, you've tasted Jack Daniel's old number 7. It's all you've ever tasted. That is like $16 a bottle. Come on, really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably not the highest end. It's probably it's made for masses, not for sipping.
Hmm.
It's made for bartenders to pour and drop into a beer.
Yeah, it's a well drink.
It's a total well drink. But you get into the higher ends, and you start getting to these aged or single barrels, barrel proof. different refining processes, different barreling processes, and stuff like that, filtering processes, and all of that, and it changes everything.
Yeah. I mean, I've had high end Crown Royal, and it still was not as good as this master blend.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, you got to get into. I mean, you're probably looking at more of a craft style. Um, would you say it was a 9 barrel in the lot?
Yeah.
So it's completely small batch. They know they're going to charge it, so they use better grains, better bill, better processing. Um, so they probably use a premium barrel as opposed to regular just standard barrels.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably monitoring the char on the inside of the barrel a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's just a lot more goes into it, and it comes out, and you feel it, you taste it, you know it.
What would you compare the high end Uncle Nearest to any other whiskey? What's comparable to it?
And there's so many that I like. Um, I'm gonna kill myself. That
There's people listening right now, like it's this, it's that, it's this,
yeah,
it's that.
there's 8,000 of them. I have the bottle sitting on the shelf. I'm trying to picture the label. It's a Dickel. It's a 16-year Dickel or 12-year Dickel, somewhere on there. But it's a 10+ year aged from Dickel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on the higher end. I think it's like $100 a bottle, $120 a bottle, something like that. But it is really good, and it's set small batch, ultra smooth. It's put it in a glass, and you don't need anything. You don't do anything with it other than just neat and sip it.
It's pretty much what we did. We bought those round ice ball molds
Mm-hmm.
a while back, and we busted those out, dusted those off, and that's all we dropped in our glass was just that round ice cube.
Yeah, yeah,
and just poured it on that, and that was it.
Yeah, and it's funny is that when you go to the Jack Daniels for the tour, you taste different levels of dilution. So they have you taste it straight, and they have you put some ice in it, shake it around, taste it with the ice, a little bit of water going in there, chill it down a little bit, and you see the difference of the same drink as it progresses through on how you add water and ice to it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, once the ice started to melt a little bit after the third or fourth pour.
yeah. When the ice is melting and you start getting it, that's when it's easier to just go.
yeah, and that's when I realized I'm in trouble.
yeah. Okay, I'm sleeping downstairs on the couch tonight.
Yeah, but for anyone that's not familiar with Uncle Nearest, definitely try to grab yourself a bottle. You could order it online. You could probably find it in your store somewhere.
Total. I get it from Total Wine. I can get that. I did bring back bottles when I was out there, but I found that I can just pick it up at Total Wine locally, so I can have it all the time.
So something cool that I found out on that tour is that the master distiller, I think that's what the title is, is a woman, and is related to Uncle Nearest, a long distance relative, and she had one master distiller 2 years in a row for that master class whiskey.
Yeah.
And I guess it's never been done before.
And that award room is ridiculous. It's I don't know, just everything about it. Just going down there was a great experience for me, and the facility is incredible.
Yeah.
The ground, overall grounds, the building, everything about it is really cool.
So if anyone is going to be wanting a tour, let me know. I live a few miles from it. I'll be more than happy to do the tour again and tasting.
Yeah, not gonna have a problem with that one.
Yeah, if you need a DD, don't ask me.
Yeah. Well, you can park at your house and get an Uber.
Yeah. Well, there's not many Uber drivers.
There's not Uber
in the country. No. Um, Speaking of drivers, one thing that I found super frustrating this past holiday weekend, um, I got behind people that I just call Sunday drivers, people that just drive the speed limit and do not make an attempt to go 1 mile over the speed limit. They drive me fucking crazy.
All right, your blood might boil my blood over here. So, yeah, or below,
Or
five
below the
below,
speed limit. Yeah.
10 below. Christmas Eve, we're heading out, and we're on a road that's 45, and I'm doing 35, and there's two cars, both doing 35. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong here? Like, what is the problem here? There's clearly signs every 100 yards that say 45 on this road.
Yeah.
Why can't you go that speed limit? We're doing 35, and I'm just like,
I'm always pushing that 10-mile-an-hour grace period.
oh, see, here 20 over is reckless. So as long as I'm 18 over, I'm not over the 20 over, I'm good. So I'm not trying to get a felony. I'm just trying to get there.
Yeah. So as you know, growing up in Southern California, if you're driving on the freeway and you're not driving the speed limit, you're going to get shot at.
Yeah.
And if you're driving the speed limit, you're still going to get shot at. And if you're driving 10 over the speed limit, you're just going to get looked at like a warning, like
a warning shot in the air.
Yeah. So yeah, I driving the speed limit for me is only when I see a police car.
I don't even do that.
You don't?
No.
But see, you're brown in Arizona where there's a lot of brown people. I'm brown in the country where there is not many brown people.
I drive the same in Tennessee.
You must have bail money in your pocket already.
Well, no, 10 over. They're not going to get. I'm not going to do. Like I said, I'm not going to do anything reckless. But I will do the 10 over, and I'm not going to slow down for a cop.
Yeah. And people don't realize that if you're driving slow, stay your ass in the right lane.
Yes.
There's no reason to be. There's no reason to be in the fast lane.
No,
or the left lane.
Even if I'm speeding and I'm on a 3-lane highway, I'm not in the fast lane. I'm going to be in that second lane. Mm-hmm. I'll go around people, but I'm not going to be sitting there holding up anyone who wants to fly behind me.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't get. Like, unless you're passing, there's no reason to be in that far lane.
So I saved some guy's ass one time. I saw a cop in the distance on the median, and this guy was coming up my ass. I was like, should I let him go and just, let him be the hound dog and let the cop get him instead? I was like,
hell yeah, 100%.
I was like, I'm going to be the nice guy. So I held him up. And as soon as we passed the cop, he flashed his lights at me, and I moved over, and he went by waving like, thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna shield the cop. If there's a cop in this lane, I'm gonna sit here and shield the cop. See if someone comes by me. I love that justice stuff. Yeah, let it go.
It's like the dog from Duck Hunt. He jumps in the bush. The ducks come out, and he starts shooting.
There you go. Yeah, I'm a hound dogger.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, that left lane camping. So I don't know. Most people might know who Sheriff Lamb is. He's a pretty big political figure. He does a lot of outreach and stuff like that. He does this no left lane camping. Mm-hmm. I know Mr. Jake Glazer has shared his videos a couple times because Jake hates that left hand camping. So he's the one, like, all these Emmys and stuff for this no left lane campaign from all over the world, and it's like the number 2 watch video in law enforcement or something like that. It's ridiculous how much play this video gets.
God bless the man.
So yeah. So Sheriff Lamb, he's a good dude. He's my neighbor. He lives right behind me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So occasionally I'll be going to the neighborhood and I get lit up and like, oh, fucker.
Oh, before I forget, since we're talking about movies, I just saw Leave the World Behind. I know you haven't seen it.
What is it?
Okay. How can I explain this without sounding so fucking obnoxious? It's a
You already told me it's not worth the time. So
no. It's a movie of it's got Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Kevin Bacon, and it's about an invasion of the U.S. done with a cyber attack. And
oh, Kim watched that.
yeah, so it goes nowhere really fucking slow. And they have this annoying daughter that is always just, I want to watch Friends. The internet's not working. I want to watch Friends. I'm on the last episode and I don't know what happened to Chandler and Ross. And
Chandler dies.
yeah, Chandler
Oops.
dies. he has an overdose and drowns. But it's for whatever reason, they don't get into it until like the last few minutes, and all it does is show bombs going off in New York City. And then the little girl finds, spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen it, but at this point, a lot of people have seen it. And at the end, the little girl, she finds a bunker that's very modernized, and they have a vast DVD collection, and she finds Friends DVD box set. And she starts watching the last episode, and it ends. It's the dumbest fucking ending to a movie.
Okay. All right.
The premise would have been great if it had been written by someone totally different.
The idea for the movie was good, but the writing was shit.
The writing was garbage. Like, I mean, and there's a lot of woke parts in it. There's one girl in it, a black girl. You can tell she's a feminist. She doesn't shave her armpits. And she's talking about, I hope all the white people die and this and that. And it's just like, she's like, don't trust the white people. And then later I found out after I watched it, because I was reading like, who the fuck is grading this as a high grade? And it turns out the Obamas have a part of producing this movie. So it's like, okay, that kind of explains.
Yeah, explains a lot.
Yeah. But it's if you have a few hours to kill and you want to just be bored, watch it. Otherwise,
no, I believe that I walked in and saw this. Once you said he was in it, I was like, oh, I think I saw this movie on the TV, and I walked out and played on the tractor. It's one of those things. It's like something on the TV. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Let's go find something else to do.
Speaking of being on the tractor, you can have more days of sunlight coming soon. Winter solstice just passed the other day, and that was the shortest time of daylight for the year.
For the year, and we start moving back the other way, so it's not dark at like 4:30 anymore.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, the only problem with that is the days get longer, it starts getting warmer here, and I'm kind of enjoying the boots and jeans. Can't say that I'm missing a flip flop right now.
Well, we're a bit chilly over here, and we're forecasted to possibly have an inch of snow by Thursday and Friday. As you know, I left Colorado because I'm sick and fucking tired of the snow.
But an inch of snow is not what you got in Colorado.
No. And I heard they're getting pounded this past week, so I'm glad I'm not there for that.
Yeah.
I hate the snow. I mean, I dealt with it for 20 years. It got the best of me at some points. There's a lot of times where I would go walk to the train station to take the train into downtown for work. The train would just pass me, and I'd have to stay on that little platform and wait for the next train while it's
freezing rain.
While it's 15 degrees and snowing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, my kid's heading to NAU next fall, and I'm just waiting to see the weather forecast for what this year brings for snow and stuff in January up there. And I'm like, okay, here's what it looks like up there. Are you gonna be ready for this next year? What are you doing?
That's Flagstaff, right?
Yeah, Flagstaff.
Yeah,
So
that's what,
you're at
7,000 feet.
7,000 plus. Yeah,
Been there before. It's really nice, actually.
yeah. It's nice. Total hippie town, but all the way you stay out of the city, you're fine.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Lake Tahoe.
Um, haven't been to Tahoe in so long that I think the
Without the
only
lake,
time
obviously.
without the lake, without the casinos.
Yeah, and the weed.
No, the weed's here.
Oh, there is. Okay,
It's legal here.
it's legal everywhere except here.
Yeah, yeah.
It
No,
seems like.
it's 21 and up recreational here. It's been 21 up medicinal for quite some time, and then a few years ago, 21 and up recreational.
Mm. If they did legal weed here, I think a lot of people would be happy about it. There would be a large contingency of people that are just so old that they would just be the old fuddy duddies about it. Just like, oh, that's the devil's lettuce. I mean, it's the Bible Belt, so
Yeah, but there's so much backwoods growth and transportation of product out of Tennessee that's not funny.
yeah,
I think
true.
that's probably what it is. They don't want to ruin their local economy. You got to figure how many of those old school guys are allowing growth on their property because
The
they have
redneck is it?
thousands.
What they call
They
is
have
it
thousands and thousands of acres, and you just go tuck back a mile in and grow, and no one will ever know what's happening.
Is it the redneck mafia? Is that what they call it?
They're,
Right here?
redneck, I don't know.
There's an actual like
Is there a redneck mafia out there?
organized crime, yeah, of something rather. I don't know if it's a redneck mafia or backwoods mafia or
It's not the Holler Boys.
no. That would be funny though. The Holler Boys.
It's a little Upchurch reference in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've been to one holler before. I thought it was interesting. I was just like, oh, okay. I don't like it here.
Oh,
It's like the white ghetto.
yes. There's plenty of those. Yeah, I think I was in Virginia or West Virginia. Made a wrong turn and end up on this road, and I couldn't get out of this road. I'm following the map. I'm like, where's this fucking road taking me?
That's how I felt when I went to Chinquapin in northern Tennessee. Right. So you've heard of that off-road park before, right?
Mm.
So Chinquapin is it is pretty much where Tennessee, Kentucky, and West Virginia meet. It's way the fuck up there.
Also on the northeast corner.
Yeah. That's where one of the Flex Rocks and Rollovers events was filmed. I was a part of filming. So I was with Andrew Bailey.
Okay.
And we're driving. We pass Knoxville, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck are we going? He's like, oh, we still got like 3 hours left to go. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think that's the way I went out because I left Murfreesboro, went out across past Knoxville, and then went up to because I left from Murfreesboro to go to Bantam.
Mm. Sounds like that might be the way.
That way. That's probably the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get in some places out there.
Yeah. So on the way back from there, it was like 2 a.m. or something. Andrew almost runs out of gas, finds a gas station, and I'm like, I gotta really take a piss. So I walk inside, and at the entrance, there's 2 sheriffs and just some random guy. They're just talking, and they're kind of right in my way of the door. So I'm like, excuse me. You know, I try to say it with the most country fucking accent as I could, and they're like, you know, they just nod their head and let me walk through, and I go and use the pisser and come back out, and they're just looking at me. And I turn around after I pass them, I turn around and they're still looking at me. I was like, fuck. I get in the car, I sit down, I look out the window, they're still fucking looking at me. I'm like, Andrew, hurry the fuck up. Pump this gas, go take your piss, and let's go.
Yeah. It looked like it might be can shooting season out here.
What's this boy doing here?
Yeah, jeez.
You don't belong here.
It's funny is that I don't think I've come across that. And even like Mississippi, Alabama, going the southern route, like getting off and stopping, I can't recall that I actually got anything like that what I would consider scary like that, where I'm like, I gotta go.
Well, I might be overblowing it. I might be overblowing it because it was 2 a.m. I was tired. I might have looked like a crackhead because I was so tired. My eyes were all droopy and shit. I was likely stoned at the time too, so
probably dirty from the trail all day.
Yeah. So it could all be in my head. Who knows?
It's not improbable. I'm just saying. I feel that I'm lucky to never have experienced that all the times and trips that I've made back into some of these back road cities, and it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, the looks are one thing. If it started to get to words, or, you know, it was like, "Hey, boy," that type of thing, then I might start having an issue about it. But I can deal with looks. I've dealt with looks my entire life. I know I stick out like a sore thumb out here, especially, you know, with the Yankee accent and a shaved head. You know, I know it's gonna happen. I'm trying to develop my country accent. And sometimes it does come out. The wife's like, "You're sounding really country right now."
Okay, good. Yes, 2 thumbs up.
But Matt, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but yes, my country accent does rock. I don't care what you say. He hates it when he hates my dialect, my country dialect.
Oh, Maddie.
I didn't make him laugh one time. So when we were doing a different event in Chattanooga, he was with me, and Holly Peters. I don't know if you know who Holly is.
Yeah.
So she was with me and Matt at the time, and I'm filming. They're walking way ahead of me, and I'm like really tired. I'm hot. I'm just like struggling, and I'm just like, "Hey, wait for me!" And like that, the accent was just on point, and they just both almost fell over laughing because it was just perfect.
Got it. Nailed.
Yeah. I was like, yes, I'm one of them. I'm accepted. And then them two also got me to first try pimento cheese. It was my first time trying pimento cheese. I've never heard of it in my entire life until I got to Chattanooga. And
you never heard of pimento cheese?
No. So we're at this bar, and I think it was Holly and God, who else was there? I know Matt was there and someone else. Anyways, someone orders a sandwich with pimento cheese, and I'm like, what the fuck is pimento cheese? And so they're like, you got to try it. And so I tried. I was like, it tastes like cheese on fire. It's like cheese with pine needles. It's it's very different.
So we've had a reference of cheese with pine needles in it and alcohol with glass in your stomach this episode. So, describing foods and drink with Gabe.
Yeah, Julia Child would be very upset with me right now. So
I can't get past the idea of it's pimento cheese, and pimento belongs in the middle of an olive, and that's about the extent of it for me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the little red thing in a stuffed in a green olive, that's a pimento inside of it.
Oh. Okay. Wow. Maybe I knew that and I forgot.
Probably.
But it all makes sense now because that's why I don't like Gibson's.
What's Gibson's?
Gibson is a martini with a green olive.
Ah, okay. With the pimento and the olive.
Yeah.
Oh, so you need to go to Costco and get the garlic stuffed or jalapeno stuffed olives.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they're good.
Probably sounds killer on pizza. Olives on you don't like olives on pizza?
Green olives?
No. Just regular olives. Oh, these are green olives that you're talking
The
about.
green olives, yeah, like stuffed olives,
Okay.
like a green olive. Yeah, instead of usually you get a green olive like on a cocktail, and it's a green olive with the pimento inside of the red. But you can do them you get out here. We have the olive mill, and they do all kinds of craziness, stuffed blue cheese, Asiago, jalapeno, garlic, kind of anything you can imagine. They stuff olives with.
I wonder how long it takes them to stuff an olive and what the process would be like.
First, you got to pit it. They have a machine to pit it. And then I don't know. You have a stuffer or you have to stuff by hand?
That's a good question.
That'd be a good question.
Yeah.
I will find the answer to that next week.
It's probably as boring as that fucking movie I just watched.
Probably
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, it's probably like there's just another machine does it. Fuck,
Yeah.
Really?
So the night that I had a full dosing of whiskey, I had a killer dream that night, and Lamb Chop, if you're listening, this is all you, buddy. I had a dream that Lamb Chop, Mr. Michael Lamb Chop Wilkinson, was on the TV show Forged in Fire. Yeah, and he was obviously just cussing up a storm. This fucking fire's hot. I'm gonna smash my fucking finger. Can't get this canister off this fucking thing. Just shit like that. It was a constant just. And then he made the final round, and they follow him home to his home forge, and the motherfucker finishes the sword. He had to make a sword. He finishes it in 2 days. They give him 3 days or something like that to do it. He finishes it in 2 days, and the camera crew is following him around the third day while he's just getting drunk. He's just pounding beers. He's taking shots. He's smoking pot. I think he might have even done some coke. So, Lamb Chop, if you ever get a chance to go on Forge and Fire, please do it.
Yeah, please let us know. We'll send the coke.
Yeah. Yeah, the 8 balls on us. But it was just such a trip. I woke up from the dream almost laughing. I think there's only been a few times where I've woken up from a dream like, that was fucking interesting. And I woke up from this dream laughing, saying, that was interesting.
Oh, that's funny. It's a good dream.
So you were in another dream. It was the same night.
Me?
And yeah, you and I had to go to an event, and we were staying at a hotel. And the front desk told us, okay, you're only allowed to stay on this side of the hotel. And if you have to go anywhere else, you're on your own. And we're like, what do you mean we're on our own? Why? Why do we have to be on our own? So we go exploring. And we find this door that says, yeah, we find this door that says,
because why would we listen to what someone tells us?
We find a door that says keep out. And we're
let's go in.
And we were like, fucking hey, Scooby-Doo time, So we go in and we find a whole nother subculture, a whole different type of people. They're like midgets, hairy midgets that have elf ears, and they almost look like that character from The Land Before Time, the TV show. The little monkey boy. Do you remember that? They almost look.
No, I'm thinking somebody else.
They almost look like that. I forget the name of the character in that show, from the TV show from like the 70s and 80s. I think it was the 80s.
The Land Before Time.
Yeah. So one of us, and I won't say which one of us, forgets to close.
So The Land Before Time was a cartoon.
Maybe it wasn't Land Before Time. It was. You know which one I'm talking about?
I
had the
know
Slee Slacks.
The Slee Stacks. Oh, Marshall, Will, and Holly.
Yeah. So they had. What was that name of that show?
The Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Yeah, what was that guy?
It's a little monkey boy.
Okay. Yeah, little monkey boy.
Yeah, that's how they all looked. So one of us, and I won't say which one, forgot to close the door behind us.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, it was you.
It's 100% like a me thing.
And you let these people into the real world. And all of a sudden, like, it opened up a portal, and we were, since it was our fault, your fault, that you left this door open that was the portal, we had to get these subhumans back into their own subculture.
All right.
Yeah.
So do we have to give them like
Well, we shot a lot of them. I don't know how we got so much ammunition out of just a trip on vacation.
Please tell me we're shooting ducks out of like 12 gauges or something.
No, it was just
better.
It was just handguns.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know how we got so much ammunition on this trip, but we were shooting them like a motherfucker. There was a lot of them. And then
Chaka. His name is Chaka.
Chaka, yeah, that sounds right. And then the guy that played the sheriff in that Netflix show, God, what the fuck was it called? Drawing a blank. The one with that little girl that had the bald head. What was that show called on Netflix?
Little girl had
Stranger Things. Head? Stranger Things.
I've never seen that.
Oh, so the guy that played the sheriff in that show that was came to be like a hero. He was helping us. He was that character in my dream, and he had a rope, and he kept lassoing these things and tossing them back into the portal.
Yeah. All right. Did you start smoking weed again too?
No, it was just the whiskey.
Just whiskey.
Just whiskey.
Just whiskey got this far. Wow.
It was the master blend from Uncle Nearest.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you to Uncle Nearest for these crazy fucking dreams. Thank you to Uncle Nearest for Lamb Chop winning the Forge and Fire Championship.
Oh.
I can't help it, man. I don't know what it is. It's just
so it was well worth $150.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because hey, maybe Lamb Chop on Forge and Fire is a deja vu thing. Maybe he will be on it because
that's like a premonition. It's like a premonition thing. Like, it's gonna happen.
That's more realistic than us finding a portal to a subculture of chakas.
I've seen weirder things. Yeah, I guess that's all right. So Forged by Fire application process.
Forged in Fire.
Forged in Fire. Yeah, Forged in Fire application.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get this done.
Oh, 2024 application. How to get on Forged in Fire in 2024.
And I believe they film on the East Coast, somewhere in West Virginia. It's either West Virginia or New York. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But that would be a quick trip for him. He can do it. He should do it. He should want to do it.
He should become a judge.
He should represent in the most lamb chop way that he can. And that's being drunk on the show. He's got to be drunk on the show. He's got to smash his finger at least once. He's got to break the world record for cussing on TV. with that many bleeps.
You have to have the producer take his side at least 10 times and ask you to tone it down. Can you tone it down? If you can't tone it down, we're gonna have to cut you out of the show.
Man, fuck you guys. Fuck you. I'll do what the fuck I want. That's my lamb chop impression, by the way. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's probably a horrible impression. He's probably listening to this right now like, that's not how I sound. Or he might be saying, that sounds just like me.
He stole my voice. He stole my voice.
We got to get him on the show. If you want to really piss your pants, we got to get him on the show.
All right.
If you want to shit yourself, and piss your pants, we got to get him and Angel on the show at the same time.
Is the world ready for that?
No. But we are. That's all that matters.
All right.
People be listening to us driving to work, laughing, crashing.
Pull off side of the road.
Next thing you know, we got a class action lawsuit.
Come on. You can't. It's your fault. Not us. Not us. Not our fault.
So one thing before we go, I want to bring up a pet peeve. And this is really more directed to the credit card companies. Why do I get a pre-approval for a credit card 4 times in a month from the same company? And I get them from 6 different companies every week.
The Aspire card?
Aspire, Capital One. It can also be a Home Depot card. Discover. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I usually the mail is like I don't get much mail except for credit card or
that's all I get,
or some sort of credit card offer. I'm like, okay, but lately in my email has been these Aspire cards. I'm like, did you not like select your target audience? I'm not really an Aspire card. Yeah, an Aspire card with a $700 limit. I'm like, $700 limit? Am I 16 again? Like, come on.
So I took a peek at one of these just because I accidentally opened it. Usually you can tell right away that it's just a junk mail offer type thing. So I looked at it, just curiosity after I opened it. And I was like, okay, $900 limit, 17% fucking interest.
Yeah. And that's like probably low on that.
I think these credit card companies are keeping the post office alive. Because I don't.
Yes.
Because I mean, I get everything emailed to me. Any bill that I have, it's emailed to me.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, anything that comes in the mail is all just solicitation. That's it.
If they're gonna send us junk mail, at least bring back the fucking penny saver. The penny saver was rad.
I even like Craigslist or not. It was no, not Craigslist. Well, it was a penny saver is what we got every week. Go see the penny saver, grab the new edition. But there was another one. What's the other one that was?
I don't remember. The penny saver is the one that
maybe the penny saver. I was thinking of every week you'd get it.
I wonder if people are listening don't know what that is. I wonder if that was regional.
I don't know.
So the penny just so everyone knows, the penny saver was a booklet. It was like a newspaper booklet, small, real thin, and it had advertisements for houses for rent, jobs, things for sale, sales for local businesses. It had, I think it even had a section for like lost or for hookups, not hookups, but like, single guy looking for single woman, that type of shit. It had a few stories.
yeah, it was like, yeah. What was the other one?
Craigslist was it's a online
Craigslist was
publication.
online. It
Yeah.
was online. Shit. Now it's gonna bug me. I gotta find it.
You know what? Now that
was it?
I think I remember something about that now. There was another one. I just can't remember the name of it. But it was a total penny saver ripoff. It was almost the exact same thing.
Yeah. There was a.
Was it the Lamplighter?
There was a. No, it wasn't a Lamplighter. There was a TV show, and it was these guys, and they're all from like Upper Maine, and they were the countryest people that you could imagine with this Maine accent. They were pretty crazy, and all they would do is they'd wait for. It wasn't the penny saver. What the fuck was it?
I have no idea.
Oh, geez, this is killing me. The penny saver still exists online.
Does it really? Online, it does.
Penny Saver USA online classifieds. Yes, they still have it online.
Oh
and
god,
it's kind
I'm
of
bookmarking
everything.
that. That's gonna be my next go-to. I wonder how popular it is, though.
I don't know. So I'm trying to remember this here. The penny saver was it folded into like 4?
No, it was an actual
halves?
booklet. It was like
It was just
actually,
like a booklet, and you just flipped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not the one
pages.
I'm thinking of. What was the other one? It was like the other one was like it was folded up, and you'd unfold it, and then it would open up, and it had like all the sections of classifieds and everything for the day. And I don't know why I keep thinking Craigslist, but
was it the Herald?
No, it was a. It had like its own thing, but you could post your ads. You can send your ads or email, or I don't know if you could email or call in with your ads or whatever, and then it would come out every week. So it'd be all the cars. It wasn't Auto Trader, because Auto Trader was like a booklet, kind of like the Penny Saver,
right,
or the Car Trader, or one of those, a Truck Trader, some of those other.
Oh,
magazines.
I think it is the oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Howard Stern used to do a spoof on it. Oh god, this is gonna drive me fucking nuts. It's gonna drive me into another lamb chop dream.
Well, that's why I'm at right here. I'm right here right now going, what the hell? Jeez.
Swap and Shop.
It's killing me. No, it wasn't that Swap and Shop. It had a different name.
Lamb Chop is dreading all these dreams I'm gonna have about him now.
Oh, jeez.
Are you sure it wasn't Swap and Shop? Because that was.
I had.
Armando was about to have an aneurysm because
I
can't remember.
I can't remember, and oh, jeez.
It was called the pimento cheese paper.
Yeah, the pimento paper. Shit. Oh, it's gonna kill me. All right, I'm gonna have to do some research now. Oh, jeez. Huh.
Anyways, let's not bore them with this. I guess we could wrap it up since you don't remember.
Yeah,
we'll try to bring it up next time.
I'll find it by next time.
Okay. Well, everyone, it's been a great year. This is our final show for the year. This is show 23. So you caught us towards the middle or towards the end of the year. Next year we'll have a full 56 shows, maybe more. Who knows?
56. Are we doing more than one a week
or more?
or more? We're gonna start doing twice a week now.
I don't know.
I'm just doing the math here.
Oh, there's 52 weeks. That's right.
52
okay,
weeks.
That's,
Oh my God. I'm like, are we going more than once a week? Okay.
My math was fucked. It was lamb chop math.
It's fucking public schools. It's that public school education gets me every time.
That's what I get for reading the fucking Penny Saver.
Yeah, I was taught by the Penny Saver. I don't know very well.
But it's been a great year, everyone. Armando, it's been fun for this year. I'm sure we'll pick up some steam next year. Maybe we'll have some new graphics, some new ideas for the show. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Definitely more guests.
Definitely been a good year. Yeah, we have the guest list that we'll start getting to. I know that there's been a few that have been asking again. I know you said, but when am I coming? I'm like,
yeah,
okay, we'll get you on. We'll start doing that. So I think we'll get back on the schedule of every other week with a guest.
Yeah. And if you ever want to email us, send us messages, feel free. We're on Facebook. Our email address is chewquieter@gmail.com. Shoot us an email, ask us questions, give us suggestions on who should be on the show, and we'll see what we can do.
Even topics, even shitty topics for us to butcher and forget shit about.
Yeah, like Lamb Chop being on Forge and Fire.
There you go. Stupid dreams. Tell us your stupid dreams.
I'm not let that one go. I want him to be on Forge and Fire. He's gonna be a Forge and Fire champion.
All right. I'll figure out the application process on that one. All right, everyone. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. We'll see you in 2024.
See you, folks.